Yes, Mr. Luis.
Well, firstly, my lord, as we indicated before the proceedings started, there's a delegation from Correctional, consisting of, amongst others, the area commissioner and senior management. They want to address the issue pertaining to the transfer of accused number 5 from CMEX Kosimampuru to maximum prison at Liukop. There was an order to that effect yesterday.
Yes.
Now, my lord, after consultation with my colleagues, we explained to them the correct procedure to follow if they're dissatisfied with yesterday's court order. And this where we are about.
Yeah, who's the senior gentleman amongst the delegation?
The area commissioner.
It's Mr.
The area commissioner.
Yeah, fine. Where is he?
Mr. Khoza.
Yeah, you can come.
And his delegation.
Yeah, you don't have to get into the box because it's got nothing to do with it. Yep. Your rank is area commissioner.
My rank is deputy commissioner.
Deputy
commissioner, and my post is the area commissioner of Kosimampuru settlement.
You were not here yesterday, no?
I was not here.
It was Mr. Tlake,
Mr. Kadengu.
Tobingudu, and the other gentleman. There were two. Who was the other gentleman? The Tlake or the Tlake? Leka was not here.
Oh, it's just maybe Matala.
Matala no came. Yeah, let me tell you what happened. You saw today. You just saw today. The court started at what time?
I witnessed that.
You witnessed it?
Yes, I think as well. I was already in court by that time.
Yeah.
Mr. Letta called me around 10 to 10, saying to me that he needs a clarity from me whether he should release offender Ntuli to local or to court. Then I said to him, wait for a moment, that because I'm assigned to come to court to able to see if we cannot able to maintain the status quo. So he had to revert back to the administration process because he already released him to local, which is the wrong process. So I think that might have been the contributing factor.
Yeah,
we apologize for that.
No problem. And yesterday I explicitly stated in court, open court, that I don't have the authority to regulate your area. I don't have it. But my job is to see to it that this case starts on time. You can ask Mr. Baloyi and anybody here. I've never ever been late coming to this court in the 2.5 years. Accused number 1 will either not be here, 2 or 3 or whatever. Okay? So I was surprised that Mr. Ntuli was not in court. And then the Monday, Mr. Sibia was not in court on time. I don't know if you know about it.
I'm well aware, my lord, about all those delays, and I had personally intervened in order to unblock the blockages. On Monday, it was about the shackles.
Yeah.
I was called and I said, I'm prepared that we compromise the security for the sake of progress, which I did. I didn't have a problem. So even yesterday, after I heard that the judge has provided the order that he goes to Logop, I also was willing to make peace with that. But after realizing about the testimony that was provided, which was full of lies, which is not true, from Mr. Ntuli, and the pressure from also my principals, we reverted to the fact that we should be able to come and plead to the judge that we should look at the matter differently, so if possible, because we feel that Mr. Ntuli was afforded the opportunity to present false information to the judge, and also Mr. Tebengu was not in a better position to respond to other questions which were asked to him, which I personally view them as unfair, because Mr. Tebengu was the receiving person after the event of the finding of the cell phone. So obviously for him to appear as if he doesn't know the facts, the person that knows the facts appropriately is Mr. Matala and his team at maximum. So also we felt that we should be able to, we feel disempowered, my lord, that if we put measures, and in my case as the area commissioner, everyone that is giving the whole country a problem is brought to Koshimamburu. We're trying our level best to come up with interventions, and once we receive orders that are disempowering us, we're feeling restless and not empowered. So that is the reason why we thought we should able come and plead with my lord that we should look at this matter the other way around. And one of the instructions that I got from my principals is that if it is not given, we are avoiding to delay, because we are aware that the judge yesterday was avoiding that we follow the legal procedure in them applying for that will cause this court to adjourn. Now, for the mere fact that there's an order, we are also forced to apply to appeal that order, which will also cause this court a delay. So that is also what we are concerned, and we are very sensitive about all these things, and we want also to apologize to all these shenanigans that has taken place, and we commit ourselves to making sure that there's a smooth running of this court. And I have taken a personal responsibility as the area commissioner at my level as a deputy commissioner to go down and do my best. We look up, they have a maximum. In Koshimamburu, I have a maximum. That is where he was found with the cell phone.
No, fine.
Yes.
So that's all I was concerned with, to say I mustn't disrupt your operations. It must also be at maximum. But if you can give me the assurance that you'll be here every time at 9, 9:30, whatever, 10 o'clock we start, that's all I'm interested in. That's all.
My lord, I put my head on the block. I will ensure that they are here before 10 o'clock.
I don't have jurisdiction to enter into what happens in your prison. Whether who steals what. It's out of my jurisdiction.
My presence here, my lord, demonstrates that the matter has been escalated at the high level. So I had abandoned important meetings. I saw them as not a priority. We saw this as a priority, and we are going to see to it that they are here before time.
We only heard yesterday, when this issue was ventilated in court, that part of the delays is because this accused person are being treated in a way that they are not supposed to be treated with. So they are basically venting out their frustration by saying, you know what, this is too much. I cannot be expected to go to court and concentrate and at the same time be subjected to such an inhuman and such an undignified way where I am kept here at Koshimamburu. Now, the court says, in the interest of the smooth running of this case, and I know that I cannot interfere with the decision of the correctional services as to who must be housed where and who must be housed here. But in the interest of the smooth running of this case, I am going to propose and make an order that Mr. Ntuli should be sent back to Leeuwkop, where he says he will be better treated compared to at Koshimamburu. And the court correctly says that I do not want to make a value judgment as to who is wrong and who is right. Now, the court is using its inherent jurisdiction. And the law says, if a person is not happy with the manner in which a court is it's using its own inherent jurisdiction, Mr. Matlala, you know what the arguments are. It's not like this court decided to thumbsuck the decision and base it on nothing. It is basing it on the Constitution, which says in Section 173, the court has got its own inherent jurisdiction to regulate its own processes. What did the court do yesterday was to regulate the process of the smooth running of this case. As you're standing there, Mr. Matlala, as you're standing there, Mr. Khoza, you don't have a locus standi to challenge the decision of the court, which the government, to challenge the order that the court made yesterday. Because it's an order that comes from the Constitution. The powers that the court exercised yesterday are powers that are conferred on this court by the Constitution. If you are not happy with the decision that the court has made yesterday, you cannot come here in person and say, but we're not happy with the decision of the court, so we therefore want this decision to be changed. You know what process should be followed. You don't have locus standi. Locus standi. What do they call it now? Locus standi in iudicio, to come and challenge the court decision the manner in which you are doing it now. This is totally irregular. But the operative word that came from the court yesterday, and everybody else was here, was in the interest of justice and in the smooth running of this case. I am going to order that this should be the case. I am aware that I cannot interfere with the administrative processes of the correctional services. But that from me is derived from what the Constitution is saying. And that is exactly what the law is saying, my Lord. I would still say, my Lord, that what the court did yesterday was in the best interest of the administration of justice. But beyond that, seeing to it that this case, which has been delayed on a number of occasions due to the late arrival of these accused persons, which culminated to the information that the court received yesterday, then the court made an order in terms of the Constitution. If somebody wants to challenge that order that was made in terms of the powers that are granted by the court, by the Constitution, then this is not how that is supposed to be happening. I think Mr. Khoza knows better that this is not how things are done. And I personally refuse to go and entertain this very same aspect in the judge's chambers. Because if a person is not happy with the judge's order, they cannot simply say, no, we want to walk into the judge's chambers and go and tell the judge that you are not happy with this decision. That is not how things are done. There's a specific procedure that is followed. If you're not happy with what the court did yesterday in terms of the powers that are conferred on the court by the Constitution, you can either bring a review, you can either bring an appeal. And I can state it for fact that if that were to be the case, I'm going to make an application that I also be regarded as a friend of the court in that regard. Thank you.
Yes, Mr.
As the court pleases, my Lord. My Lord, early this morning we were told that we are requested to come and see the court in chambers because the officials from DCS that wanted to discuss yesterday's order with the court in chambers. I also joined Mr. Mnisi and said, I am a lawyer for 100 years. I'm not going to see the court in chambers because they've got a legal person that I once met here in court, my Lord. She should know the law. There's a principle in law, my Lord, which is called the functus officio principle. It's a Latin term, my Lord, that means having discharged his duty. Now, yesterday, my Lord discharged his duty. He made a court order. Whether that court order, my Lord, was made incorrectly, correctly, his lordship cannot go back and revisit that court order himself. The court now is functus officio. It cannot revisit its own decision. That decision, my lord, the legal person from DCS must know, is to make an application to review that decision, make an application to appeal that review, my lord. But as we sit here, this is an informal discussion that should not affect the court order that was made yesterday, my lord. My lord does not have the power to revisit that order that was made yesterday unless the order is challenged in court or there's a statutory provision that says that order can be recalled, my lord. That's the court basis. Those are my brief submissions, my lord.
So, Mr. Khoza, I don't want to call you Khoza, I want to call you officially. Superintendent Khoza.
No, Commissioner Khoza.
Commissioner Khoza, sorry. Yeah. You know what, like I told you, I'm a simple man. If people can talk like we are talking, and I told about Mandela, and find a solution, we don't have to escalate it to wherever, just because of our egos. Are you with me?
I'm with you, my lord.
I've understood your position, and I hope you understand my position.
My lord, I understand very clearly.
Yeah.
This is why I made the commitment.
Fine, and I appreciate it.
I made the commitment before this call.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. You can't live with the status quo as it is. You know, I actually joked that, you know, this gentleman, if he wants to be in Cape Town, I can make an order that he must be housed in Cape Town. Every morning he must be flown to the court so that this case can start on time. That's all I'm interested in. So if you can accommodate him to come here on time, that will be the end of the matter.
My lord,
Because there is a dispute, and I don't want to know about the dispute. There is a dispute. If a person who is being ordered by a judge to come to court refuses to go to court, what should that judge do?
I'm still making a commitment, my lord, that coming to court will not be a problem. I will see to it that it is executed and they will be here before time. And I want also to indicate that it is inferences are made that there's a fight between the Department of Correctional Services and an inmate on offender. There's no such. The only problem is that we are also trying to help the court that these issues that were raised on Monday, the issues that are raised today, should not affect the progress of the court. And we are going to see to it that it is happening like that, and we are well aware. And there is other things that are said by Mr. Munisi. I will not able to go there. I just want us to be given that indulgence, and we are going to do our work, and I'm going to see to it that it is done appropriately and to the best.
But the source of the problem still remains there. And I'm not saying there is a problem. You are categorizing as such. The problem is apparently between two parties.
The problem, my lord,
whether they are real or not.
No, the problem, my lord, is the lack of discipline of these inmates, which I have a personal responsibility to make sure that we deal with that discipline. Their behavior is the one that is impacting others. But I have got to put mechanisms in place so that I must make sure that when they start with their shenanigans, the court should not be affected. It must be our own problems.
Okay, fine. I've heard everybody. You know what? I'm going to leave the order as it stands. You can bring an application for rescission. Okay, no problem. But I've heard you, and you've heard me. Okay?
I heard, my lord.
Thank you, sir.
As it is, of course. Kade khona ke bafowethu isikhulu salaphayana ke ejele lapha eKhoshemampuru prison uMr Khoza ke kade azile phecelezi nodaba lwayizolo ke lesinqumo senkantolo ke lesinqumo senkantolo esithathile ke zokuthi wena ke mnomzana uNtuli kumele bathathe lapha eKhoshemampuru bese bakhambise namuhla bakumikise ngale eLokopo kujela seLokopo ke lapho ke athi yena ke futhi nezinye ke izikhulu asebenzana nazo khona lapha ke ejele kade behlezi ke futhi lapho ke ngesikhathi kade behlezi bekuxusana ngodaba lo bathola ukuthi lento ekhuluma ejele kusenkantolo ezolo akulona ke iqiniso kepha kokhuluma amanga kuphela ke lapho ke futhi bese bakhuluma khona njalo lapho ke abameli benu ke nabo basho bathi engaphansi kozomthetho ke ngaphansi kwezomthethosisekelo wala Ningizimu Afrika ke so uthi inkosi enkantolo ke inalo ke ilungelo phecelezi usukuthi inalo ke ilungelo phecelezi nodaba lolu ke esinqumo esenzile ke izolo ngaphansi kwezomthetho ke lapho section 173 kwezomthetho ke lapho ukuthi inkosi enkantolo ke kumele ukuthi isebenzise ke amandla ayo ke thizeni uma ngabe ke isiboshwe sithize sekhala ngento ethize ke lapho ke kwamathi inkosi enkantolo ingenele futhi ngokujulile bese ke thatha isinqumo sokuthi kumele umuntu lo abamnikise kunike injele noma mhlambe bamthathe bamkhiphe ke lapho ke khala ukuthi akaphathekile kahle khona ke manje asho inkosi enkantolo ukuthi ngeke ke besabuya futhi sishintsha isinqumo lesikhiphile ke izolo uma ngabe abantu balapha ke noma ikhulu zalapha ke ejele zinayo ke inkinga phecelezi ngodaba lesinqumo senkantolo ke kwamele ukuthi baletheke isicelo sabo ngaphambili noma baletheke incwadi ephikisana nesicelo noma lesinqumo senkantolo inkosi enkantolo esikhiphile ke elangeni la izolo.
And I can just add, I don't intend to denigrate your status. It's not my intention. I'll never do it. It's that problem. You can talk around it like this problem. Nobody is being denigrated. What if his status being? It's not about that. It's about common sense. If you think it is utterly impossible for the Department of Correctional Services to allow accused before court, Mr. Ntuli, to go to Leopold because this country won't function fine. But I don't see it in that light. Okay.
We understand a lot.
Yeah.
And
it's just functionality of reason. That's all.
Definitely, and there's nothing that can beat us if we can able to talk. And
that's it. Yeah.
Previously, I made my telephone numbers available to the councils that as the senior manager, should there be problems, I'm amenable to resolve the issues. And even this morning, I confirmed that.
Okay,
so, but my lord, we respect the decision and as the court pleases.
Thank you. Thanks. Okay.
Athi Khoza ke bafowethu akunalutho ke angalenza ke phecelezi nesinqumo senkantolo inkosi enkantolo sesithathile ke izolo futhi basihlonipha ke isinqumo senkantolo lesinkantolo sathile ke izolo akunalutho ke abangasenza ke mayelana noma bangayenza ke mayelana nodaba lolu isinqumo senkantolo.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Remedy, let's talk about Khoza's ego and his stubbornness. I just don't understand how he got his position not understanding the law. Did he buy his position to get there? Or is he qualified to be in that position? That is point number one. Because we have seen a lot of people doing such wrong things and end up costing the government a lot for doing the wrong thing. How can a senior official of his stage go to court and challenge an order of the court? He bring his delegation with him to scare the judge, to scare the defense, and to scare the accused. That is what he did. What is wrong about the order? Why, if he feel like, if he is a qualified somebody to hold that position, he was supposed to go and challenge that in court. Not to come and storm the High Court with his crew. Because they are behaving like gangsters. Because he's a leader of the gangsters that were covering him, around him, going to that court. What was the reason of him not following the law? What is it that they want from Ntuli? That is so important. And who is pulling the strings from behind? Because we have to look at the bigger picture here. We remember that accused number 3 was in solitary confinement for about 4 years. If he is in charge in that prison, what did he do about that? Who was pulling the strings from behind, keeping somebody who's going under trial to be confined in a solitary confinement for what good reason? I wish Advocate Mnisi should have asked this kind of question as to who is supposed to be in a solitary confinement. How many days you have to be in a solitary confinement? What is the reason of taking somebody to a solitary confinement? Anyway, the case was not about accused number 3. They stormed the court because they wanted to discipline Ntuli. But what is funny about everything, Ntuli was asked by the judge before they called somebody from Correctional Service to come and address the issue, because it was an issue. They asked Ntuli, who tortured you? He said it was Letter. But only to find that the person who was brought there, instead of bringing Letter in there, they brought Cebeng to come and answer. And Cebeng, when he was asked by the judge, did you see the phone? He said he didn't see the phone. Now the story changes. Now they are telling us about somebody else. Then you start to realize that there's a lot into the story that they are not telling us. What is the fight all about? How can you go, more especially somebody of his stature, to go to the court and try to challenge an order that has been issued by a judge with his crew, wanting to take the same judge into his chambers and tell him to reverse the order? I wish anybody who's senior to him will take further steps, because he has disgraced the department. Because even there's one, I think it's a Numalo guy who came to TV and he was asked about this and he was not happy. They say Ndudi was lying, but none of them are producing the cell phone that was found with Ndudi. It's just a hearsay. Ndudi is denying it. They are not proving it by bringing the exhibit, that this is the exhibit that we got from Ndudi. Because they are in authority, they have to be believed. That is where corruption starts. That is where a lot of things happen in prison. People, they harden the people, the inmates who are in prison serving their sentences by applying this kind of torture to them. I think they should be trained to understand that when somebody is arrested and taken to correctional service to serve a sentence, he is there to be corrected so that he is being prepared for the society, because he will not stay there forever. He will be there, then after, he will be taken back to the society after his sentence is done. So I'm trying to find out, Khoza, boasting as he is, he even want to challenge Mnisi when Mnisi is trying to make him understand that what the judge did, it was the interest of the smooth running of the court proceedings. But to him, he feel like Mnisi, he can challenge Mnisi. I think he needs his superior to sit down with him and understand why he disgraced the Department of Correctional Services. Because these are the things that people, they get bribed by other officers from outside to come and discipline people from there. Because what it was done to accused number 3, they were damaging his brain so that when he was going for his case, he could not concentrate, because I don't know how he has survived such. Because what he has survived, being in solitary confinement for 4 years, it is a disgrace. I hope one day he will challenge the same department, the Correctional Services, for what they did to him, because it was unlawful to keep somebody. No matter how much Mnisi tried for accused number 3 to be out of solitary confinement, until one white lady who was an advocate or a lawyer challenged this, and it's where they took action. All along, Mnisi has been complaining about this in the same judge, that this is what is happening to my client, but nobody could listen to Mnisi. Now this comes this Khoza with his crew, which is, we will call them gangsters. He came with, because he's acting like a gangster, with his boys that are going to defend him, they were around him. And he stand there, right in the court, telling that the order, he think the order was not right. And even on the same day that he was supposed to be transferred to there, and the next day, they said he should wait because he's still going to challenge the order. He's telling the one who's in prison whether we should continue following the order. Then he said the reason why Ndudi delayed on the same day, because I came in that court, it was because they were waiting to see if that will be the order will be overturned. The judge will revisit and start to say, okay, no, this is not going to happen. I want to say one more thing here. Having lawyers like Mnisi in that court who can stand for a human being, because accused number 5 is not Mnisi's client, but when he looked at the inhuman that was happening to Advocate Mshololo's client, he felt like it was happening to his client, like it happened when his client was kept in solitary confinement. The inhuman that is going on in that prison. I wish Khoza will learn a lesson that next time he doesn't do the same thing. And I hope, with the ego that he has, if he didn't transfer this guy to lockup, the guy will still come and tell the court that I was not transferred. They didn't want to transfer. They did this to me. And no matter how much they will deny it, but Khoza is digging himself a pit that he will never come out of it. He must consider that he has got kids, if he has. He has family that they rely on him. Job is scarce out there. If he behaves this way, not to understand human being, that is a correctional services, whereby they correct you for your wrongdoings, so that when you go back to society, you are prepared from that correctional service. But if you hide in somebody's mind, by torturing that somebody, he will never go back to the society as a repentant somebody, because of what he has been experiencing in prison. Khoza, take out the ego and start to think twice. You don't do that. You don't storm the court with your crew. There's no reason of storming the court with your crew. I'm happy that the lawyers put you in your corner. And in that corner, you should go and sit down and analyze everything and ask yourself, was I supposed to do that? Why did I do it? How do I correct it? That should be a debate to yourself, asking yourself this kind of question. There's nothing more than that. You have to ask yourself this kind of questions. If what I did was right, why did I do it? Does it make me less human if I respect other people? Those questions, as much as you want your rights to be kept intact, make sure the next person's rights are also respected. I will rest my case there, Mr. Khoza, with your crew, because it's like you had gangsters that always follow your orders and they follow you even if you are doing the wrong thing. Nobody pulls you and tell you that, hey, you are taking us in the wrong direction. Why don't we do this? Is there any way we can solve the problem instead of doing this? Because we might hit a brick wall there whereby we will not be able to get what we want. Why don't we just sit back, analyze the situation? Where did we go wrong? What next step can we take to make sure that we do the right thing? And one more last thing. Khoza, if Nduli is a problem in that prison, the judge has moved a problem that is always troubling you in that prison. Why don't you let it go? They will deal it in lockup. So what exactly are you looking for from accused number 5, Nduli? Is there anything that we don't know? Do you have a fight with him for some other things? Please, just try to cool down. If you've got a problem of anger, just take classes for anger management and you will be okay. Next time, you will know that how to address issues when you're confronted with issues. You need people to talk to who will help you out, not you to be a boss. Then you have your crew behind you that cannot tell. If you keep yes boys around you, whatever you do that is wrong, they will always say yes to you. That will not work. Keep people who will criticize you, who will challenge you. Then they will, by keeping those kind of people around you, they will make you a strong leader. But once you keep people who are yes boy, yes what, you must know you are heading for danger. Correctional service is a place where people are prepared for the society for whatever wrong they did. It's not a place whereby you have to go and harden their minds again and their hearts to go back to society and say, I've got nothing to lose. I go to prison, I get the same problem. I come back to society, I have the problem. So whatever happens to me, it's okay. It's not about that. Correctional service has helped a lot of people. Some have got some qualification. Some they go to school. Some they learn trades and they come out and forget about going back to prison and start thinking about life in a different way. What do you think, family, about this? Please drop your comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Because I was wrong to come and storm the court. No matter what, no matter who can say what. It was uncalled for. I hope his bosses will talk to him. So drop your comment, family. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bravo, bravo, bravo.